From his workstation in Montreal, Canada, director Guy Lampron.
The world of Sentinel never existed, of course, and will never exist. It's more like a dreamlike world. I just love to daydream. I don't dream at night. I don't think. Well, I don't remember my dreams. But during the day, I daydream. I can be a little bit dull for some of my friends, I believe. Because I'm lost in my thought.
Next, the most brilliant criminal mind of the 20th century is Earth's last chance of survival when exposure continues.
Exposure.
So why did you kill these people?
I only killed deviants. Look, I'll tell you about killing. There are more toxins and exotic viruses in the tail of a comet than beyond human imagination. They're the black princes of the universe. I don't know whether you know this, but in 1758, the Earth passed through the tail of Halley's Comet. When viruses rained from the sky for 7 days, bringing the Black Death to Western Europe. As I returned to the stratosphere, I seeded the clouds with Tesla's virus. All the deviants will now crawl out of their hovels and lick the rain off the streets. They will gorge themselves on all the toxic puddles that have formed in all the centers of all the cities of the world. And their stomachs will swell. They will die.
Okay. Can you explain the Tesla mission for us?
Tesla's comet was on a collision course with the Earth until I knocked it off course earlier this year. I built a rocket ship, flew it to the comet, and landed on it. In doing so, I deflected it.
Can you prove any of this?
Can you disprove it?
Well, what I think
Was there or
is...
was there not a comet on course with Earth that was deflected earlier this year?
Yes, there was. But the common school of thought is that it collided with an asteroid, so I hardly think that...
Look, I'm telling you, I walked on the damn thing. Comets are the most majestic and deadly of heavenly bodies. Don't tell me I haven't danced with one.
Okay. I'll ask you again. Why did you kill these people?
It became clear to me that in order to save the world, I had to build a rocket ship. A 4-stage, liquid oxygen, ammonia, and kerosene propellant rocket. I was given specific instructions as to locations where I could find the materials that I needed. I was also advised to steal from these people in order to fund the Tesla mission. The victims were found, but never linked to me until I confessed to their murders.
I'm sorry, but I, for one, don't believe that you killed anybody.
How, therefore, can you explain my knowledge in intimate detail of the last movements of all 32 victims?
What about Max Jones?
Insidious little... At 8 o'clock, he went to dinner with his secretary. At 10 p.m., I shot him in her bed.
Craig Bentley?
The addict. He was shooting up when I blew him away in an alley off Finlay.
Charles Buchanan?
Slept with a whore on East 50th. I shot him in the Lincoln Memorial Public Toilet. Third cubicle from the left.
Their bodies were never found.
You're going to let me finish. These details were verified. There's no other way I could know.
I don't understand.
Look, I deserve and have the right to die for my cause. I'll fight in the courts for it against you and against all my other persecutors.
classic signs of the Erebus complex. But if anything, you've only succeeded in raising public consciousness of Tesla's comet.
I will go to the chair. There is no room for any other outcome.
Can you tell us about your mother?
I loved her enormously. She was heavily committed to charity work in the community. It was through this work that she met my father.
That's nice. Your mother and your father doing charity work
He
together.
was the object of the f***ing charity. She married him out of pity. He was not only poor, but he was a sinner as well. Oh, my father was obsessed with sex. He would do anything to get it.
Including hurt your mother.
Hurt. He destroyed her. I was 8 years old when my mother decided for my father's own salvation that she would forgive him of his sins and take his life so that he could never sin again. She was like some beautiful, majestic butterfly trapped and drowning in a pool of water. I knew from that moment that it was my mission to save not simply one individual, but the fate of the entire world.
So tell me, Darwin, what do you think would have happened if you'd failed to save the world?
Next, her sixth sense is communicating with the wild. A dark fable of an innocent girl controlled by Mother Nature. When exposure, the future of film continues.
Exposure.
We continue tonight with Possum from director Brad McGann. Born and raised in Auckland, New Zealand, McGann moved to Australia in 1989 to attend film school, then directed documentaries and shorts for ABC television. Inspired by his work with autistic children, McGann wrote the script for Possum in 4 days.
It's my original idea. I came up with it. I told Brad the idea, and he kind of he's plagiarized it from something. Man, if you think back to those conversations that we had, you have to agree it was my idea. Look, I mean, I'm a possum, so I know about these things. Sorry, that just is not true. I came up with the idea for this film. I get really off when you tell me these things. I'm the talent in this equation, and you know, this guy, he's a charlatan. He's a schmuck. You know, he doesn't know how to write his way out of a paper bag. Hey, Wolfie, get over it, man. You are just one used up piece of fur. You.
Dad says the shock of a trap kills them. Their hearts stop beating when they know they've been caught.
Come on.
Sometimes a possum get caught too. Once in a while, Dad set a place for Mum, so she won't go hungry.
Eat.
Kid didn't have to eat at the table. Kid liked to be left alone. No one else go close.
She'll need a bath.
Kid bites. When she bites, she bite hard. Kid got power of the howling wind. She knew about animals. She'd teach me the sounds of animals I've never seen.
Strange kid.
Missy says Kid got a devil in him. She told me to be careful. She says Kid stole Mum's web when she was born. night, stray dogs come up under our house to lick the leaking pipes. I lie awake listening, thinking of the names to name the one which could be mine.
She eaten yet?
Here you go. Tiger. Sometimes kid don't want to teach me stuff.
Come on, Pussy Woody. What's the matter, little man? Still smells of her.
When Dad goes off to sell skins, Missy likes playing games.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty. Kitty. Come on, kitty, kitty, kitty. Give him back. Give him to me, little bitch. Let go. It bloody bit me. Get back here. I'll bring your neck. You animal. Come on. Leave her alone. You're perfect. You can't help it. She bit me.
Next is an evil force to blame for a child possessed by the wild. The conclusion of Possum when exposure continues.
Exposure.
Now, exposure continues with the conclusion of Possum.
Missy told Dad what happened. That night the devil came into the house.
From now on, you sleep in a bed. Back to sleep, little man.
Yeah, kid. Kid didn't come back that day. She went off to be with her friends for a while. Dad said Kid had gone to be with Mum. He said it was for the best. That night we had worse for dinner. Sometimes I wonder where she is, where she goes. At night, I leave my window open for her, just in case.
From the bush in Auckland, New Zealand, director Brad McGann.
I don't think you need a lot of money to make a film. I think it starts with ideas and having something to say, not how much money you've got.
My favourite animal, you're thirsty, aren't you?
Oh, actually, it'd be a toss-up between the shark and the elephant. Dogs are very clean. I think sharks have been demonised by humans, and we humans are sort of responsible for so much slaughter. I mean, so much animal slaughter, and then we have, you know, the audacity to turn around and go, oh, bloody sharks are evil. And, you know, I just think, if anything, humans have a lot to answer for.
Next, a lone alien's race to bring life to a dying world. When exposure, the future of film continues.
Exposure.
Our final film tonight is Stationen from director Christian Swademeyer. Currently a student in Hanover, Germany, Swademeyer is obsessed with 3D imagery. Stationen won Best of Show at the 2000 SIGGRAPH Awards, the nation's foremost computer animation festival. Next, stay tuned for a look at upcoming episodes of Exposure.
Exposure.
An Exposure Extra. Highlights from upcoming episodes of Sci-Fi's original short film series. The operation spared his life. Now, he's not sure whose life he's living. On January 14th, a special time-lapse edition of Exposure focuses on filmmaker David McQuillan and his mind-shattering short film, The Materialists. Then, on January 21st, check out our special Best Of edition featuring a Season 1 retrospective as determined by you, the viewers, through our exclusive exposure.sci-fi.com Viewers' Choice Poll. A blistering countdown of live-action, stop-motion, and computer-animated thrills. And coming in March, the return of our most requested episode ever. Director Kevin Smith hosts the unofficial Star Wars edition.
I'm Kevin Smith. Join me for a full hour of primetime Jedi Masters and the ladies who love it.
The future of film continues to evolve on Sci-Fi's cutting-edge filmmaking forum, Exposure.
Exposure.